Hello everyone and welcome back to the Oscars Video Adventures YouTube channel, and today I have for you the semi-finals and the review video for the semi-finals of Euro 2024. It's the first of the two games then of the Final Four. Spain ran out 2-1 victors over France. Close game in the end, both sides having chances, but it was ultimately Spain who have been brilliant during this tournament. Many people have said they've been the best side at the tournament. It's hard to argue with an efficient 2-1 win, which sees them within one game of their third European Championships triumph. Early on, Spain were shocked and caught off guard were their defence, with Randall Colomwani scoring on the 9th minute, sending shockwaves through Spain. However, 16-year-old Lamine Yamal equalised with an absolutely stunning strike into the top corner, which Mike Maignan had no chance of getting anywhere near on the 21st minute. And then, star of the tournament for Spain, in many people's eyes, Dani Olmo sealed the win on the 25th minute. After that, France didn't really create a lot, and Spain saw out the game to progress to the final. The man of the match went to Spain's Lamine Yamal after a really good performance, which saw him score a fantastic goal. He also has broken the record for becoming the youngest goal scorer at the Euros, with an age of just 16 years and 362 days, a record that will be hard to beat for anyone trying to beat it. And the second of these semi-final games then saw England take down the Netherlands, and as an England fan this got me very excited. I was ecstatic at the final whistle when that goal went in the last minute of the game to win the game. Such a clutch moment from Ollie Watkins, which we will talk about more in a moment. But up and down the country, England fans were going wild. Champagne and beer and alcohol went everywhere in the pubs. We got a pub down the road, and the noise was incredible. We could hear it from our back garden. This game was a real statement of intent that despite the fact England haven't played the best in this tournament, we can still come through with clutch moments, and moments, even if you don't play well, can win you games, and most importantly win you tournaments, which seems to be the strategy England seems to be going with, whether it's intentional or not. What a game, and what a semi-final to send us through to another European Championship final. To the stats then, and Xavi Simons opened the scoring for the Dutch with a wonderful strike, similar to Lamine Yamal's, to be honest, for Spain. It was a thunderbolt in the net, which Pickford had no chance really with. However, I have spoken to a couple of people that do think if Pickford positioned himself a bit more to the left-hand side, he would have had a chance with it. However, given the way he positioned himself, he just couldn't stop it once that ball was struck. But then Harry Kane got a controversial penalty on the 18th minute. That is divided opinion. Some think it was a penalty, some think it was not. Personally, I don't think it was a penalty, but I don't care because we're through to the final and we'll take whatever we can get. But he was adjudged to have been fouled, Harry Kane, who won the penalty, by Denzel Dumfries after a high boot, which sent Harry Kane down, and he dispatched the penalty with coolness that not many penalty takers can do under that much pressure. And then we had to wait a long time after a back and forth game. This was the first game I really felt England played at or near their best, but I still think we can get another level above that in the final. But this was a really good performance. But in the 90th minute, after a back and forth game, last minute of the game, Ollie Watkins come on as a sub and dispatched a wonderful finish to the other side of the keeper. The country went mad with Ollie Watkins scoring his first tournament goal. And the man of the match goes to Ollie Watkins, despite only being on for 9 minutes after that winning goal that sent me and the rest of the country absolutely crazy. And we were all shouting at the top of our voices, singing and shouting very loudly. You can hear people shouting from down the streets. England go through to the final thanks to an Ollie Watkins goal, despite Ollie Watkins only being on for 9 minutes. Cole Palmer and Ollie Watkins were in conversation before they come on. They both come on together with 10 minutes to go. And Ollie Watkins, interestingly, said to Cole Palmer, "You're going to set me up, I'm going to score." And just a few minutes later, that's what happened. Maybe the mental mindset was certainly there to score, and that was certainly true in the case of England, that one confidence booster can really set you on your way into the European Championship final. England go. Only 2 games in the semi-finals, as usual for a tournament. Let's have a look back at the results that led England and Spain to the European Championship final. Started off with a free-flowing, attack-minded display as they dismantled Croatia 3-0. Next, they moved on to the current holders until either England and Spain win it tomorrow, as I'm recording this, Italy. They narrowly beat them 1-0 despite having loads of chances and probably should have won by a lot more. And in the final group stage game, Spain were held, despite being brilliant in the first 2 rounds, by a very resilient Albania side that surprised everyone. And in the round of 16, Spain beat first-timers Georgia, who were very resilient and did very well to get to the round of 16, but they were smashed by Spain 4-1 in the end, despite having a lot of heart in their performance. Cracking game this was then. Moving on to what is probably one of, if not the best game at the tournament. It was the 2008 and 2012 winners, Spain, versus this year's hosts, Germany, who have also won the Euros multiple times in the past. Full time ended 1-1, but in extra time, it took a moment of magic from Mikel Merino to send Spain through in a tight affair that saw Germany drop off in extra time, but it was a cracking game. Previously discussing it in this very video, I thought I'd cover it anyway. Spain narrowly beat France 2-1 after France started well but then dropped off ever so slightly in the second half. But this was a pretty good game too, despite not being as good as the Germany game. Moving on to England, and we've had a pretty weird and rocky road throughout this tournament, but we've persevered, and England managed to get through to the final thanks to some crucial moments. We beat Serbia 1-0 in the first game thanks to a Jude Bellingham goal. Despite dropping off in the second half, we managed to hold on. That second half of the Serbia game seemed like it was repeating itself with a poor performance against Denmark, which saw England come away with a lucky 1-1 draw and in pole position to be top of the group despite a poor performance. Had the final group stage game for England, and despite a little bit of an improvement, it was still not a great performance by the Three Lions, as they failed to break through the Slovenia defence, and Slovenia had quite a few chances given to them by England without England creating too much themselves, but it was a 0-0 draw which saw England finish top of the group along with fellow finalists, as we now know, Spain, who also finished top of the group of death. Round of 16 for England then, and yes, that is the Slovakia logo again. Sorry, I got Slovakia's and Slovenia's logo mixed up, but the flags are correct, and in the case of Slovakia, the logo is correct. Anyway, Slovakia were quite decent in this game, but England were once again very, very average. But a overhead kick, a fantastic goal, saved England by Jude Bellingham with his second goal of the tournament in the last minute of the game, sending England and Slovakia to extra time after Slovakia fought hard to try and get to the round of 16, to try and get to the quarterfinals, and they probably did deserve it. But moments, like I said, can win you games, win you tournaments, and that one certainly did. And then in extra time, Harry Kane struck gold to win the game for England. Quarterfinals, and despite not being at their best, England played a lot better, with Switzerland being a very decent side, having shown that in the round of 16 and the group stage. England versus Switzerland was 1-1 at full time, no goals in extra time, and a nail-biting penalty shootout, which penalty shootouts have not been kind to England over the years. It was kind on this occasion, as Pickford saved a Kanji's penalty, which was Switzerland's first penalty overall, meaning that set England on the front foot to win the penalty shootout, and luckily they did, with all their penalties being dispatched expertly. And despite already covering it, I will mention it again. England beat the Netherlands 2-1 in the semi-final to get to their second European Championship final overall, and their second Euros final in a row, with Gareth Southgate's side not being the best in the tournament, but being very good in moments that have been crucial to our tournament, meaning England knock out the Netherlands 2-1 and progress to the final with a lot of hope and dreams resting on it. We have now come to the end of the video, and hopefully for the final, which I will be covering, I will be in an upbeat spirit, but that will only be if England wins, but I will try my best to be as professional as possible if Spain do win. However, will football come home for England? Well, we'll have to wait and see. We believe in this team. We've had moments in this tournament that have been truly spectacular, but Spain have been good all tournament, and will they crush England's dreams? Well, let's hope not as England fans. I will see you for the final. For now, bye for now.